wherever you're at, in different languages. Sithi molweni baphulaphuli bomzansi jobe sithi FM upon corner, sithi dumelang, re abusheni re ndimacheroni khaba bachechereze bamozansi jobe sithi FM mabuyani. And in Kiswahili twasema asubuhi njema kwenyu nyinyi nyote wasikilizaji wa Mzansi jobe sithi FM. Labda kwanza tambulishe kwenyu, kwa jina naitwa Zawadi. They were Hadzabe, if you know Abochaba, they say ono akanabe Zawadi Katate, iyo. Alright, in Twi, if you are in Ghana, I believe they will say Frame Zawadi, so yeah man, ikamalami ingingu Zawadi. So I welcome you. Our topic today is the month December. We are deciphering, the month December. But yeah man, I'm just gonna put it first in the isiZulu, culture, tradition, belief, and language also, all in combo together, right? So before we can talk about a month, it make us first talk about time. What is time? To us, ancient people, time is a divine phenomenon. Time is a divine essence, right? Time cannot be contained. Time cannot be limited, right? So time is eternity on its own, So yeah, man, we really respect the essence of time, because it is the cyclical phenomenon of time, of the phenomenal nature of the cycle of times, or the cycle of the order of nature, the order of creation that really govern, our day-to-day lives as human beings wherever you're at. But initially, in our ancient setup, we were people who were just living an organic life, right? Everything, was based on nature. We were nature-based because we understood, or we overstood, rather not understood. We overstood that nature in her totality, or in totality or entirety, is the body of the spirit of creation, whom we call in different names, as tribes, as nation. But in isiNguni or isiZulu, we say umenzi, the creator, muumba in Kiswahili. So nature in her entirety is an embodiment of the spirit of creation we refer to as umenzi, the creator, umdali, right? So then each and every aspect, unit, or creature or phenomenon of creation is a specific expression of the character, the personality, and the energy, the consciousness of the spirit of creation we refer to as umenzi, right? So then in terms of the cyclical nature of time, is the order that umenzi put, to govern life. Why? Because when things remain, stagnant, there is nothing that's gonna happen there. Everything is based on the universal principle of motion. In motion, that is when energies are blended. As energies blend, there's a creation of something new, a new reality, that is nature there. Then in terms of time, time is, as human beings, we then, calculated times based on the cyclical nature of creation, the cycles of nature in creation. Hence our day is calculated by the rising of the sun and the setting of, until the setting of the sun. Then our evening and night is calculated according to the setting of the sun until the rising of the sun. That is natural timing there. Then our strong, what they call a week in law English, our strong is calculated on the cycle, a certain repetitive cycle of the rising and the setting of the sun, right? That's how we calculate our strong. Some say it's a week, right? So remember that our strong is not always the same. To other people, their strong is just 4 days. To others is 6 days. To others is 7 days. Then the month, what they call in law English, the month, which is governed by what the cycles of the moon, is based on those cycle, the time cycle of the moon. You know, the 28 day cycle of the moon, you know, is calculated into a month, which is inyanga in isiZulu, right? I don't know what you call inyanga in your own languages. You can share with us, right, in your comments, right? Then unyaka, which is the year now, is calculated on the cycles now of what? Moons, right? The cycle of inyanga, right? Then it calculates into what? Unyaka. And unyaka wethu is calculated into inyanga ezishumi nantathu. Kwa Kiswahili twasema kumi na tatu, you know, which is in English 13. So we have 13 months in a year. That is how we calculate now what our time, right? So according to ancient languages, each and every month is given a name based on what? The general phenomenon of reality and at that time, right? So our ancient people, as they were living and being one with nature, they always observed nature, they drew inspiration from nature, they drew knowledge, awareness, and learning from nature. Nature was the teacher, actually. So the book of life is not written by anybody's hand. The book of life is nature in her totality. So by reading, studying the cycles of nature, then we understand now what we need to do. You know, so with that said, time being a divine essence, we respect time because it tells us what to do, where to be, at what moment and space and time, right? So let us also make you aware and remember that according to our calendar now, you know, our month begins in the month of what is in Gregorian calendar is September. But in isiZulu, according to isiZulu calendar, the year begins in the month of uMandulo, which is in Gregorian calendar September, right? That is spring. Spring is an English word that denotes a verb, springing up or springing out, right? So that is where everything resurrects, life resurrects herself after what the death or hibernation of in winter. Right, so in spring, in the month of uMandulo, that is the beginning of our year according to our ancient calendar, you know. So how do they know that now is spring now? Okay, because nature is the book of life. Our ancient people always read nature, right, to understand the time. When winter fades away, there is a certain formation of stars called isilimela. That formation of stars is the one that really tells the people that now there is a shift in a cycle of time. We are stepping into another a zone of time, which is now what we call intwasa hlobo, right? So which is spring in English. So that is the beginning of year. We see everything now is coming up, right? Even before rains can come, you know, we see the grasses are beginning to be green, the trees are beginning to grow green leaves, even before rain comes, because the energy that is, you know, radiated by nature in that moment and time and phase actually is the life giving energy. So it feeds more energy into all vegetation. That is in that month of, from the month of uMandulo, which is September, right? So all the way to what December, which in isiZulu is called uZibandlela. That is the main issue or item of our topic today, uZibandlela. uZibandlela is isiZulu name for this month of December, right? I don't know what you call uZibandlela in your own language. Please, in the comment section, just make us know. Just let us teach each other. You know, the main idea about this topic today is to make us understand who we are. Make us also appreciate, you know, our Creator in terms of, you know, being aligned to nature. So we acknowledge that there have been a shift in the climate. There's been climate changes. That is why, you know, now our rains sometimes delay. In ancient time, rains will start, you know, falling in the month of uMandulo. you know, when Islimela, that formation of stars appear, it's the new year, rain start, we start doing our agricultural activity. Then in the month of uZibandlela, December, already